Hmm.
There is a CXO training, so he is not in the company.
Hmm. Hmm.
He will come tomorrow, I think tomorrow, day after, maybe 1 or 2 days. Then
Hmm.
again there is a board meet. Some meetings are there.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Great. So I think we are not. We are left with a few days of the course. So we are almost like closing to. I think yesterday I checked how many days we are left with. Yeah. So. Mm, still, we have 10 days of what?
10 days.
Mm, I think so. 18/4. 18/4. No, no. I think I have not added fifth month. 18/4. Hmm. Fifth month I have not added. I think I need to just check in again. Uh, up to up to 18th of up to 18th of April, we were almost like 76 days. So
76. Okay.
6 days.
Because
So
in last session you told, last to last, I think you told me 7 or 10, 10 or 7, something like that. I forgot.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So so I think it's time to just recap a bit, like whatever we have done.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So so what we did during these days was, if I just give you a recap, we talked about listening skills.
Right.
We talked about journaling. Yep.
Right. Sorry.
Yep.
Nowadays there is a lot of dust where I am coming from.
Mhm.
All MIDC area, lot of dust.
Okay.
Yeah. Due to dust, I have problem of sinus.
You have that issue. All right. So what we discussed in the the idea was that we wanted you to have that habit, inculcated, so that your communication becomes a practice where you're constantly working on it.
Right.
Okay. So that's why in the beginning itself we recommended you some of the books. You got those books also. I think you got the Atomic Habits.
Right.
Yeah. But as far as the reading part is concerned, I think um, you did the ceremony for that.
Sir.
Yeah, am I right?
Right. Right.
You did the ceremony, but then later, I think the book is only decorating your shelf.
Right.
So the idea that we wanted was like you should be in incorporating those habits of reading, writing, you know, listening, and of course speaking as well,
Right.
so that you don't have to really work extra on the communication part. So automatically it will happen.
Right.
So why I'm doing a recap, because we need to even look back that we have gone so far, and then if now we are not able to inculcate those habits, now if we are not able to put those habits in, once you're out of the class, once you are not having any kind of engagement, I don't think anybody is going to ask. Okay, so we talked about journaling in this course, where we wanted that you should be writing a little about something,
Right.
whatever your experiences are. We also gave you the methods, that what are the types of a journaling you can do, what is that you can write about, so that you don't have any confusion that what I should be writing. So we gave you around 5 methods, that what in journaling you can write about. So you can start with small. The moment you start writing, you will have many more ideas. There's a possibility that you might have many more ideas than us, than me. That this is something additional that we can do.
Right.
So we did about journaling, and about the listening part, we explained you why listening is important, which probably is the forgotten thing with everyone. We don't really pay attention to this. We don't even consider that listening could play such a major role. And we give you an example that how during your childhood you did more of a learning only because of your listening skills. We also did some of the exercises based on listening. If you remember, we did a lot of exercises where we shared the files with you. We made you listen to the videos, and you were listening, and then we put some questions across,
Right.
and we were trying to check like how attentive, how focused you are when you listen to something. Okay.
Right.
Now that was to give you an idea about the listening skills. Then we did talk about vocabulary, how, which one, surface lexicon. We talked about surface lexicon. We talked about deep lexicon. How many words you should be having minimum to carry on with your communication skills journey, just to be comfortable, so that you will be in a position to talk. But the good thing here was, like, you actually were already at a good level. You were able to speak, and your confidence level was phenomenal, no doubt about it. Okay, but here what we wanted to counter is, there are some of the people who even speak wrong, but even then they are confident. But such was not the case with you. Such was not the case with you. You were like better than others, better than many more people, and you had the confidence also.
Right.
And another quality was that you could speak on any topic. You could given a topic, you would not take much of a time to even think about it, and you were in a position to really tackle it. You were in a position to give it back, reproduce it or produce it, talk about it. That was a good quality that I saw that it was there with you. One of the major problem that during your speaking sessions we found was the filler words. That problem was there, and to some extent it is still there. And you need to only take care of it. You need to only be conscious that what am I speaking? Am I using some filler words, or uh, am I able to speak without using those filler words? Am I speaking very fast that people are not able to understand? Those who are the audience is able to capture or not? But with you, whatever you speak is loud and clear. It's clear. But it only sounds little typical because of your filler words. Yeah, some of the filler words, like your favorite one, which you translate from Hindi straight away. What's that called? Yeah, you straight away translate it from Hindi. वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको? You straight away translate it like, what's that called? What's that called? So these things you have to bear in your mind. Whenever you speak, you have to bear in your mind that this is what is my negative when I speak. Now, why we should be speaking good? Why we should be correcting it? We can live with it. You already are living with it. Why we should be correcting it? We should be correcting it because we talked about executive presence also, if you remember that. So all these things are interlinked, if you see. All these things are clearly interlinked. Now, if you don't have the proper speech, your executive presence drops, and it drops really to a greater extent, because it really doesn't sound that good then. If you remember, in the executive presence, we talked about gravitas, we talked about communication, we talked about appearance. Yeah, so communication is there. Gravitas is something, how much of a weight you carry with your speech, how you carry yourself. It's just like the moment you enter, everybody stands. At the moment you enter, nobody stands, and nobody even cares about it. I would call that as gravitas. Appearance is how casual you take each situation. Are you making yourself kind of appearing the way the situation demands? All right, so this is executive presence we talked about. So your speech with filler words, it gets diluted, so your executive presence does not come to that level what is aimed at. Okay, now up to this point, what do you have to say? You are not audible, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, now you're okay.
Yeah. Whatever you say, I mean, whatever you observed, and from last I think 6 months, I think almost 6 months, we are
Yeah.
whatever you observed and what is your observation, that is 100% right. I will tell from my side, uh, your course actually is different. It give me what is the real problem. That now I came to know my real problem. And first thing, I even not able to read properly. How to read from that level you taught me. And then another thing, my major problem is listening. What you observe, that is 100% right. I never concentrate. So somewhere due to this system, my listening improved. I personally feel that is not what exactly required, but then also I will say at least 50% is improved. Listening improved. Even earlier, like most of the things I ignore. It's like whenever somebody is talking, my mind goes somewhere. Now, at least 50% I am there. Earlier, 90% I am not there. I was just listening.
Yeah,
I'm not.
that's because now you know. Now you're aware of a thing. You know,
Yes.
it's more like, you're walking and you know that further there is a danger. So it's already there in your mind now that there is a danger ahead. So you have to be cautious. So it's more like
Right.
that. So now there is an input available. So even if you're not doing it now, you will do it someday. Probably it'll be there in your mind, and whenever you will, face the situation, and you will have a lot of pressure because of the situation that you encounter, it will definitely happen. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yeah. So I learned a lot of things like what are my problems. Then your course is not just for speaking. It's like you can say overall personality growth, not only English, uh, just not communication. Lot of things are there, and you taught me lot of things like how to behave, etiquettes. Then apart from observation, then presentation, lot of things were done in a 6 months. This 3 months course. Actually, this is 3 months, but it was some to some reason extended
Yeah,
6 months.
yeah.
We learn lot of things. So definitely in a and that is also you're charging very reasonable, affordable fee, convenient for everyone, middle class person. So personally, I personally will be thankful to you that that initiative you have taken because you can charge more and definitely people will come to you. But this is amount is affordable to any common person, means at least working person who is middle class. For them, it's a comfortable amount because I have checked with a lot of people, lot of sites. Per hour charges are up from 500 to 1,000 rupees. uh, Person like what you are teaching maybe same or little bit different. I'm not aware of that, but I don't think you have a means background is different, and even your experience in in companies, then you are in this field of teaching field. So very rare people are there. Means there are a lot of people who are teaching English, but they are just teaching English like they don't have experience. What is my requirement? What is required that they are teaching, but what is my requirement they don't understand.
Hmm.
So that whole thing covers in your course. I'm not aware that suppose if anybody wants to do anything else like further any advanced course, is that available with you or not? I'm not aware about that. But for a person like me, actually, I have not put efforts. Actually, that efforts required. It's like I was attending class, the same thing. Like every day, I have to listen video. I have to write something. Then new verbs. I have to note down in diary. On regular basis, I am not doing. Because of that, my result is not up to the mark. But suppose if anybody does, definitely he will get 100% result. I am 100% sure about it. And you have given more than my expectations. What was my expectation? I got more than that. So there is no point of complaining that anything to point out any mistake in syllabus. There is no see 1% from your side. You have given more than 100%. If I am not getting result or anybody not getting result, then it's his mistake, not yours. And like everybody feels that after doing English speaking, they will start speaking English, but it's not like that. Means after doing this course, I feel a lot of efforts required from our side to improve. General English you can speak, but if I want to reach up to that level, to give presentation to senior people, to expert, so lot of experience, knowledge, then lot of thing, lot of improvement and presentation skill. That is very very important. For that, some phrases, means phrases, then some words that impress anyone. That we must know. So it's not very easy thing. Like we feel even any language, our mother tongue language or any language, that is also not easy. But we familiar with that from childhood, so we speak and we don't face any difficulty. We feel that, but it's any language is difficult, and especially English. Problem is that person who has not familiar with background like English background, nobody is speaking around him. So for them, becomes difficult. But some videos I have seen. Uh, some one girl, she is selling something at Rajasthan. She speaks like foreigners. One boy is yes. So everything is like if they because they reach that level because of listening only, and they maybe practice at home. What is that? What is meaning of that? And nobody, if you hide their face, nobody will imagine they are from ordinary family or from India because they pronounce in a such way. So everything is depend upon our efforts, and I think what is required from your side as a teacher, you have done everything excellent job. I always appreciate. I always remember. But personally, I feel like what can I say? I was thinking that after 6 months or 3 months, I will start speaking in a way you people speaks. But somewhere I feel it's not like that. Only speaking, we have to. There is some kind of like how ordinary hotels serve food, and if you go in good hotel, they serve food. So garnishing, then appearance, that is discord. Same thing in language. How you garnish that, how you give it some different flavor. People like that. General speaking, everybody does. But if you want to do something different, then that's that techniques we have to apply. And I think I got idea from you how to apply that techniques. And definitely my your efforts and my whatever is like we have done so far. So I think this will not go in vain. I will definitely utilize for my career, future growth, and everything I remember means like. Though if you ask me anything immediately, I will not able to say. But if I see it for some time and think about it, and I have some records like whatever I shared with you, I will come to know what I did with you and what I time spent in last 6 months. This is not a small time. 6 months is not small time.
True.
So definitely, it's like a we can say it's a lifetime memory for. I will never forget.
And
Yeah.
we'll definitely remain connected. But as I said, I mean, that your position, and you gave that analogy of being in a good hotel and an average hotel, and the garnishing example that you gave me. See, in your case, it is like, you're almost there. You're almost there. Because it's all there. That's what I said. I told in the beginning itself that the good thing with you is that you have the base available already. You have that confidence available. You're not scared of saying anything. You're not scared of saying anything. That's a very, very good thing. I mean, even I position myself sometimes in your place, and I feel that probably even I was not like that sometime back. So you have got that huge amount of confidence, and which I think should be utilized, and which you should use to get that, that executive presence that I always feel that you should have. You should be aiming at. Yeah. So it's just there. We say in English that you're just at the brink of that. Yeah. So it's just a little effort, but that little effort, if we are not able to make, just because of the reasons that we cite, that I don't have time for this, I'm busy in office, or I'm not doing it because of some reason, these reasons will always stay. These reasons will always stay. It's something like somebody is giving an example, that, yeah, I want to travel the whole world, but I think, let my daughter do this first. Let her go to some college first. Let her do the engineering. Then afterwards, then he will say, no, no, I think let her get married now. Then you will develop something else. No, no, I think now I'm building my house, I'm expanding my house. Let me do that now, and then I will see it later. The problem in that is the time is running. It's going at a very fast pace, and we are losing that. We are losing the ground of experimenting, that whatever I wanted to do, the kind of a milestone, or the kind of uh, you know uh, example that I wanted to set for myself, if I'm postponing it, when will I do that? So let us not focus on the destination. You should focus on the journey. Because you are attaching everything to the destination, which is why, a part of the problem is that, you know so you focus it on your journey. Yeah, I'll have my calls of CHRO. I'll have calls from my union people. I will have so much of a problem and so much of a disturbance all around, but still I will find time to fine tune myself, because that gives me more satisfaction that I'm perfect and I have improved myself to a great extent. So you only have to change your, viewpoint, the way you are looking at it. You just think about it. If you don't enjoy the journey, you're going to lose the time. We are going to reach that stage when it is going to be an end for us. Then, even at the later stage, if I with my communication skills, with whatever I have learned, I'm able to influence people, and able to enjoy the huge network of people, those who would say, yeah, Mr. Rajesh, fantastic, I love talking to you whenever I meet you. Of course, ev- a happiness, even it is for a few hours, is a happiness. But then why not try to have it for a longer period? That's what I'm trying to say. Why miss that
Right.
time? Why miss that time? So let's go with the journey. Let's not go with the destination part. So you enjoy this process. I mean, as you are busy, as you are progressing, as you are going up the ladder in your hierarchy in your company, let your company and the present setup be your experimentation lab. Let this be your laboratory for experimenting. Then when you go to the next place, that will not be your experimentation ground, that will be your performance. When you go to a new setup, there the people will not say that Mr. Rajesh, when he came, he was like this, now he is different. They will take you the way you have entered. Your entry level and your bar will be different. Your standard will be different at a different organization, because that's how it works. you know so let's focus on that part. So I mean, though it's nice that you are accepting it, that you could not devote time, but then I am giving the reason that you could not devote time because probably you were thinking, कल कर लूंगा, परसों कर लूंगा, अभी और है अभी दिन, साथ साथ में कभी ना कभी तो कर लूंगा. But the fact is, we have been together for so many months, and what pains us as somebody who is guiding you, who is kind of trying to incorporate those things, that we failed to incorporate what we wanted to. I'm not saying that you were not able to, you are speaking, or you're not able to speak. I mean, I'm not saying that. Once the system is in place, things will happen. I was more focused on the system, not on the result. I told you in the beginning itself that I'm not committing that within 3 months you will be a different man. But I will be sure, rather, I want to make it sure that whatever systems, whatever things we are learning, or whatever learnings you do, even if you do one learning, it probably has that potential to change your life. Yeah. So the idea was not to do that. Idea was to put system in place. And you should also focus on the system. And the system is, yes, every day when I get up, I would listen to something or I would read something. Whenever I'm traveling in my car, I would listen to something useful. I need entertainment as well, but I would listen to something useful because I'm not a man who is normal. I'm a man who is substantial, who is a man of substance. Right? So it's that way. All right. So further as we went, we also discussed about articulation part, though in your case I didn't find that issue. You were able to pronounce things better, except for one or two things which I noticed in your case. It was towards, TOWARDS. So you used to pronounce it differently. You pronounce it towards. So that was something which I noticed. But you do not have a major problem. Like, as I told you, there are people who even cannot, who are pronouncing situation as situation, you know, education as education. And it's not that they are not they're pronouncing it because they are kind of used to it. Their problem is that they have become hard coded now. Even if they want to, they cannot, because they are not able to figure out now how to do it. Yeah.
Right.
And to let them know, first of all, that you are actually not pronouncing it correct, to make them believe itself will take around 10 classes. Pointing out first that this is wrong, and then showing making them listen to the audios that this is look at this, how it is being pronounced. Then somehow somewhere they will believe that yes, what you were saying is right. Because people of your hierarchy are the examples for people. You, as a head of HR, if you are delivering a speech and you say education and you say situation, people will be laughing somewhere in the crowd, though silently. And later they will make fun of it. अरे यार उसको तो एजुकेशन बोलना भी नहीं आ रहा है, सिचुएशन बोलना भी नहीं आ रहा है. So as we grow, we have that responsibility. We have that we have that bar, the raised bar, which we need to be at it. हम उससे नीचे नहीं आ सकते. क्योंकि हमको देख करके या आपको देख करके लोग सीखेंगे ना. बोलना है तो राजेश सर की तरह बोलना है. जब राजेश सर बोलते हैं तो मजा आ जाता है सुनने में. राजेश सर के पॉइंट्स और उनके आर्गुमेंट्स अल्टीमेट होते हैं. इस तरह की बातें होती हैं. यही तो कम्युनिकेशन है. चुप रहने वाले को कभी हम नहीं बोलते ना कि आपने बहुत अच्छा बोला. ना ही हम उसको ये बोलते हैं कि आप कितने अच्छे से बैठे थे, आपने तो एक शब्द भी नहीं बोला. So articulation problem was not there with you. So that was a good point. I mean, I didn't find any articulation issue with you. So it was good. You were good at that. Yeah. And engaging in the group discussions also, probably you are a person who will engage in the discussions, which is, your personality is like that. So you will engage in the discussions. You know, आपको चाहे कोई, even if somebody is telling you to speak or not, but then you will put your point. I mean, your personality is like that, so which is good. Yeah, but then there is a difference between talking to the point and limited, and talking too much so that you irritate somebody. So you have to be careful here. Concise. That's why I always dragged your attention all the time to C's of communication, which is concise. Clear, which you are; concise, which you will have to work upon. Yeah, you can write an essay in 400 words, but if I tell you that condense it to 100 words, you will find it difficult. Anybody will find it difficult. But that's where our capability lies, that's where our thing will lie. We also talked about the email writings, and we did practice that. uh, Presentation, of course, you have already taken up the point that we have already practiced the presentation. um, we did talk about the conflict management situations, like where if there is a conflict, how you should be talking. If there is a conflict, how you should be taking the lead by acknowledging somebody's point, giving them a due weightage, and then put your point across. We would never say, ये क्या बकवास बात कर रहे हो यार. Listen to me. I would say, I agree to your point. Your point is good, but I would like to add further. So you're keeping his words, but at the same time, you're putting your point also across. Because as an executive, we are supposed to take care of the dignity and the honor of someone who is opposite. So we have to take care of that. So we did talk about the conflict management as well. We did some interview preparation and the question answer. We did a lot of demo question and answer sessions where we checked like how you are speaking, because it is difficult the moment somebody asks you a question. It is difficult to prepare answer in your mind and then say it. It doesn't come to everyone like to think and speak together. There are some people who would say, let me write first and then I will say, because they can't do both the things together. So they will always draw a line. They will say, let me first think, let me write it down, and then I will speak. Yeah. So we talked about that part also. Not only talked about, we practiced that for many days now, and that's what we have been doing. Last month we have been only doing these kind of practices where I'm asking you some tough questions, not related to you, some are related to your life. And why we ask that is because here we wanted to know that how well you know yourself, how well you can express your own things. The one who cannot explain his own thing, he cannot explain any other thing. That's what was the logic. And the logic we gave you was that in the interviews also, that's why you were asked the first question, tell us about yourself. Because The panel wants to know how much you know yourself, how you sell yourself, how you advertise yourself. If you're not able to sell yourself, if you're not able to advertise yourself, how would you advertise the rest of the agenda of the company? That's why this question is always there in the interview, and we always think why they are asking this when my resume is there. But the idea is they want to know this. They want to know how you are putting yourself, projecting yourself. So we did talk about the interview skills, and we did talk about body language, professional etiquettes and manners. We also talked about time management and communication, because I've been telling you that you should be maintaining your time sheet all through the day. How are you spending your time? The moment you get up in the morning, what is the first thing that you do? Is there any kind of a timesheet available with you? Because once you have that, then you can change your priorities depending upon the requirement. So the time management for people like you is must. And time is commodity, as I've been telling you all the time. Time is money. If you save your time and put it to use somewhere which can actually mint money for you, nothing like it. Then you will understand time is money. Right now you are not taking care of it because you think I'm working, I'm in the office. Whether I am in office for 12 hours or for 8 hours or even more than that, I'm going to get that much of a salary only, right? If I'm working for 16 hours, company is not going to give me extra. But what about the idea that you work for the company, say for 12 hours, and then 4 hours you do something else, you do a side hustle which can make you money, and it's all about money. We are doing everything only for money. Okay. We also talked about raising toes, if you remember. That is, take chances in your company to take the lead as a person, to become the anchor or the master of ceremony in the functions or in the small parties or gatherings. This will boost your confidence to a next level, because now you will know, because people would look for you. आज पार्टी होनी है हमारे यहाँ, अरे राजेश जी नहीं आए हैं, राजेश जी नहीं आए हो यार, इंट्रोडक्शन कौन करवाएगा? राजेश जी नहीं आए हैं, लास्ट का स्पीच कौन देगा? पार्टी क्लोज करनी है तो. When you will be, people will look for you like this, take this as a validation that you have reached the level. People are liking your company, people are wanting you to have with them. And we look for always these small validations. We don't need a certificate from someone. You have to create your own ecosystem. That ecosystem can be from near and dears, it could be from your friends, it could be from your boss, This is how you create that small validation from somewhere, and then you say, okay, I think I'm on track. अब एक्टर्स हैं, शाहरुख खान है, all these people are there. उन्होंने कोई अच्छी मूवी करी, they have earned around 100 crores का मूवी हो गया, आजकल तो 500 करोड़ का भी मूवी हो जाता है. Finally they got the best actor award or whatever, they got the validation, they're happy कि मैंने अच्छा ही काम किया होगा.
Correct.
But what about us? You just think about whether your CHRO will be happy to give you some kind of award. Yeah. वो अवार्ड में लिखा भी होगा, आपके एमडी ने अप्रूव भी किया होगा, तब भी वो कोशिश करेगा कि उसको कैसे हटा सके. Not easy to get the validation from people, so most difficult thing. तो अगर कहीं से मिल रहा है ना, तो आप ये समझ लो कि आपने सच में बहुत अच्छा कुछ किया होगा जो किसी के मुंह से निकल रहा है ये. If people are looking for you, it means you must have done something good. So these are validations for you, and these are the positive things which we have to count in our favor and keep moving and try to be better and better. Never you should be stopping thinking that I think that's it, I've reached the level. There is no level. You have to keep on pushing your limits. Right? So this is how I think this is what we did, all these things. And as I said, henceforth also you should be working on setting your system. Think about system. And I'll validate this by saying, mostly in India and the Western countries, we always say, in India, we take care of the system. But in Western world, system takes care of the people. हम यहाँ हमेशा चीजें सुधारने में ही लगे हैं. आज यहाँ क्लीन नहीं हुआ, आज वो टाइम पे नहीं आया, आज ये नहीं हुआ, आज वो नहीं हुआ. वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज में ऐसा नहीं है. सिस्टम बना है, नहीं आ रहे हो, यू विल बी पेनलाइज्ड. एज सिंपल एज दैट. सेम आदमी इंडिया में कचरा फैलाएगा, सिंगापुर में जाकर के एकदम आदमी बन के रहेगा. Because there is a system available. So you have to create a system for yourself, for your communication journey. And a lot of things will fall in place because it demands a lot. Communication skill तो एक आदमी बनने वाला काम है. एक top notch, high profile, refined human being. Yeah. Okay. So for the rest of the days, I'll be working on some of the fine points for you, so that we can discuss those important things, which I'll have to kind of figure out now what is that we can discuss about. So we will do that. And that's how we are going to end up this whole thing. All right. Anything from your side, sir?
No. I think we have discussed already everything.
Okay. Okay then. Thank you very much. And please note down these points. And this is how you have to move forward, sir. Okay. Bye bye. Take care, sir.
Thank you.
All right.